Acha, now tell me something. Just যেরকম like the term witches is basically a derogatory catcall, you can say. So what other such catcalls are there? Like witches, what else? Black magic.
Dians is another one. Witches, Dians.
Dians means D-I-A-N-S.
D-Y. And that comes from the word Dian.
And anything else? Negative slangs.
People mainly link it with Tantra and Tantric. I mean, that is, oh, she's a Tantric, or maybe, but it has a very, it's been said in a very negative way. Black magic practitioner or something like that. But then it has been, I don't know the other things, but yes, people talk it they say it in a very different way.
Yogini means tantric, basically, something like that.
Not always. But they have, if you see this, I will just read out I'll show you a section from this book, Anamical Norris book, which I was studying at that time. Why the yoginis are feared and they are being called the tantrics, or maybe because of the tradition, that is the Shakti, the Kala tradition, which was being formulated by Matsyendranath. হ্যাঁ তুমি ওটা কি বললে তো ওই পয়েন্টে কি একটু বললে আমি তো বুঝতে পারবো।
Therianthropic।
হ্যাঁ ওটা বললে তাহলে আমি বুঝতে পারবো যে তাহলে ওটা আমি কিন্তু এটা টার্মিনোলজিটা শুনি। হাইপিথ্রোলটা পড়েছি, অবভিয়াসলি আমাদের পড়তে হচ্ছে। থেরিয়ানথ্রপিকটা জানি না। ওটা বললে আমি বুঝতে পারবো। মানেটা বলুন তাহলে আমার বুঝতে সুবিধা।
Yoginis are therianthropic, মানে mythological ability of human beings to metamorphosize. Mythological ability of individuals to metamorphosize into animals, hybrid.
আচ্ছা এইভাবে বুঝেছি। হ্যাঁ বুঝেছি।
Hybrid.
শুধু হাইব্রিড না, তোমাকে যেটা বলছেন যে অ্যানিমাল যে অ্যাসপেক্টটা, অ্যানিমাল হেডেড গডেসেস, যেটা শেপ শিফটিং, ইট ইজ বেসিক্যালি ইট ইজ টকিং অ্যাবাউট দ্য শেপ শিফটিং অ্যাসপেক্ট। এইটা তুমি ওখানে যেটা এক্ষুনি বলছেন না যে তোমার শেপ শিফটিং হয় কিছু কিছু ক্যারেক্টার্স, তো যেখানে নার্সিমি যদি ধরো বা Varahi যদি ধরো, if you talk about Varahi, if you talk about Narsimi, if you talk about Murati, then Sarpasha, those are the characters. Those are the half animal, half কি বলে female goddesses. Those are like ওইটা হচ্ছে তোমার ওই অ্যাসপেক্ট থেকে চলে আসে। And why? ওটার পেছনে কিন্তু সোসাইটাল অ্যাসপেক্ট রয়েছে। এটা হচ্ছে fear of the wild animals, where since the society তখন ওই সময়টা প্রচন্ড জঙ্গলের ব্যাপারটা ছিল, ওইটা একটা ছিল, আর আরেকটা হচ্ছে অন্যান্য কিছু ট্রাভেল গডেসেস। তো ওই দুটো তুমি পেয়ে যাবে এখানে।
আচ্ছা,
আর তুমি আরেকটা যেটা জিজ্ঞেস করছো ব্লেসিংস অফ দ্য যোগিস, কেন why they are feared, এটা জাস্ট আমি পড়ছি একটু শোনো তাহলে বুঝতে পারবে। The yogin is if pleased, এটা কিন্তু আমি প্রমাণ পেয়েছি, নিজের লাইফে প্রমাণ পেয়েছি। The yogin is if pleased give a boon, anoint the winner person. The Pularnava Tantra, chapter 8, says that followers of the Kala sects are favorites of yoginis, and those who oppose them will be the target of the wrath of the yoginis.
কি বলে of which sect?
Kala tradition. Yogini মানে তোমার Kala tradition. তো ওখানে এশিয়াটিক সোসাইটিতে Kala tradition প্রচুর বই পেয়ে যাবে। K-A-U-L-A. The Kala sects are favorites of the yoginis, and those who oppose them will be the target of the wrath of the yoginis. It further says that only fools criticize the Kalikas. The yoginis are nothing. Jodi jara yogini tradition jara follow kore, they are also called they are considered as the Kalikas because they follow the Kala tradition. Aaj 64 Kalas naam শুনেছো? Kala jeta 64 Kalas, ঠিক সেরকম সেটা Kala. Basically it comes from the word Kala.
Kalikas.
They are the people who practice it. They are called Kalikas. The Kala tradition jara follow kore.
So you would probably be, you can be
যদি আর পরের দিকে এই স্টেজে এখন আমি সেই স্টেজে যাইনি, মানে ওইদিকে যাচ্ছি।
Yogini আর কলা একই জিনিস।
Kala traditionের মধ্যে yoginisরা পড়ে। 64 yoginis come under this the Kala tradition. Kala tradition is being মানে founded by the Matsyendranath sect, যে আর কি ইউপি সাইডের যেটা প্রচুর যে যে গোরখপুর যেটা যে গোরখনাথ হচ্ছে মাত্স্যেন্দ্রনাথের প্রিন্সিপাল ডিসাইপল।
আচ্ছা, তাহলে আমি এরকম ভাবে একটা লিখে দিই, কলা এন্ড যোগা লাস্টে।
Kala
yoginis of Bengal are women associated with the esoteric spiritual practices, Kala and yoga.
হ্যাঁ K-A-U-L-A। আর কলা এটা মানেটা বলে দিই, কলা ট্র্যাডিশনটা কি, মানে কলা কোথা থেকে আসছে এটা তোমাকে এটা বলতে
ওই নিচে ফুটনোট দিয়ে দেব।
হ্যাঁ, কলা ট্র্যাডিশনটা ওখানে তুমি পেয়ে যাবে। এই বইটা খোঁজো, বইটাতে এই বইটা তুমি যদি সময় দিতে পারো প্রচুর প্রচুর ম্যাটেরিয়াল পেয়ে যাবে তোমার লেখা। এই লেখাটার জন্য আইডিয়াল হচ্ছে বিদ্যা দেহেজার এই বইটা, বিদ্যা দেহেজা দেবী আর বিদ্যা দেহেজার যেটা তোমার যোগিনী, যেটা এই দুটো তোমার সব থেকে কাজে আসবে। আর এই বইটা The yoginis worshipped by the Kolas destroy such people. মানে only fools they criticize the Kalikas, and the yoginis worshipped by the Kolas destroy such people. And Sri Matotra Tantra, এইটার রেফারেন্স তুমি জায়গা জায়গা পাবে। Matotra Tantra, Matotra Tantraর একটা সাইডে লেখা আছে about the dark side of Tantra। আচ্ছা, ওটা শেষের দিকে কোথায় নাকি এটা আছে Matotra Tantra, এটা আমি পড়ছিলাম, ওটা ইউনিভার্সিটি সোসাইটিতে পড়ছে যে ওটার একটা সাইডে লেখা আছে ডার্ক সাইড অফ তান্ত্রা, যে যেটা বশিক করার ব্ল্যাক ম্যাজিক, ওটা কিন্তু ওই সাইডে আছে। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ব্ল্যাক তান্ত্রা অফ দ্য ডার্ক সাইড, যেটা ধরতে না পারবে, যেটার দিকে যেতে না পারবে, বিকজ ইউ ক্যানট কন্ট্রোল দ্য নেগেটিভ ফোর্সেস। ফর এক্সাম্পল, এইটা তুমি যদি দেখো, এই পেন্ডেন্টটা, ইউ নো দিস ইজ, এটা আমার যখন কিনেছিলাম, when I was buying this particular pendant, my teacher had asked me one thing, this you can do, it has got two sides of it, the positive and the negative side, the dark side, not the negative, the dark side. So how do you want it to be attuned or charged? You want it to be associated with the dark side, or you want it to be associated with the lighter side or the benign side? I said no, I cannot handle the dark power, so I would rather go with the positive side. The positive side was that this is called, according to her, or the way she taught us, it is the panther stone. So it has a totem animal with it, and that is a totem. So it is an animal totem. That animal totem with this, aligned with this particular stone, is panther, black panther. And when I was trying to sit with it, and when I was trying to meditate with it after I bought it and I came back home. When I was given that kind of a choice through the meditation thing, when I was getting this kind of a feeling that should I go into the dark side or the positive side, I saw one side there was a black panther, the other side there was a human skull that was just with a face of an evil look. Then I realized that the stone actually has the two sides of it. So I chose the positive side, the animal totem. So that's how the stone has to be handled. It is a jasper. It comes under the family of jasper.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, আমি যে লিখছি ভেবে আমি শুনছি না, কিন্তু এটাই কিন্তু মেথড, I'm taking notes, not on a piece of paper.
No, ঠিক আছে. So this is how the thing is. It has got a lot of healing benefits also. Rich in iron ore, and it is very, in fact, if you talk about the healing aspect, it is good for the body because it has strong iron content.
Achha, now you tell me then, what are the things you are wearing and what does it signify? Right now you spoke about a panther stone. As per our teacher, I don't know whether you actually call it panther stone or not, but that's how we were taught. আর কি আছে ওই হাতে, the panther stone, what it does, you just said that it gives you a
healing effect, and you can actually, when you are meditating with it, you can align it with the negative side, or you can align it with the positive side also, provided you can handle any of the two.
তার মানে these things align you to two energies.
Absolutely.
That's what all of these do, whatever you are wearing.
All of this, because they have the nature's energy, earth, sun, moon, whatever you call it.
Acha.
The Matotra Tantra talks about, if you go to the Asiatic Society and you read about the books, you will find about Matotra Tantra talking about the dark side of Tantra as well. So it is up to you to decide whether you are able to handle it or not. But again, coming back to it, Tantra is a way of life.
But Acha, before I came get into those things that you just said, these are basically to focus your alignments to in benign or negative or dark or whatever. Whatever you are doing, like there are so many negative things to it. But just tell me frankly, what are you dedicated towards? I'm not saying you are dedicated towards changing the perception right now. I'm not getting into that you want to change perception. What is the goal of Tantra?
See, it is for the betterment of human lives.
For the betterment of human lives.
Ultimately, it is for the betterment of human lives. If you talk about naturopathy, you talk about Ayurveda, you talk about various subjects. Why? Why do we need it in life? We need to move in a certain way, certain format. So the Tantra also, if you talk about pranayams and meditation, people do it, but they don't know that they are part of Tantra. But they criticize Tantra without knowing that whatever they're doing on a daily basis, or the practice which they're doing on a daily format and on a daily basis, they are actually, all those things come under Tantra. Mantra chanting, it is part of Tantra. Crystal healing, that is also part of Tantra. Healing with crystals or meditation, dynamic meditation, all are part of the Tantra, the benign form of Tantra. So it's a way of life. Naturopathy, when we talk about naturopathy, that is also a way of life. So these things are part of our daily existence, but we don't know, and we see only the dark aspect of the Tantra, or maybe the negative side of Tantra which people do or practice for their vested interests. And probably that's why this is something which I would like to read out. Sri Matutra Tantra declares that the followers of Kala path become dear to yoginis. The Kala Gyananirnaya states that the blessings of the yoginis fall on the followers and their curse on the enemies of the Kala chakra. Thus, most tantric texts highlights the malevolent nature of the yoginis, prescribing that the yoginis should be worshipped to ward of their wrath.
To ward of their wrath.
Yeah.
Money, fear. That's the thing, no? People.
Their wrath.
Money, so that they don't get angry.
Right.
I am afraid that they let me not anger.
But why should we be afraid? Why should we be afraid? See, I have, if I talk about my own experiences, the people who have maligned me in the work front, or maybe have harmed me in the work front, in the past 2.5 years, I have seen most of them paying back in a certain way. Probably, I don't know, when I read this, then I can relate. Why? Because they have not attacked me. They have actually attacked the yoginis, the practice of the yogini
the belief,
cult. Because what I was doing is actually, I have always, whatever I've learned from my teacher, she is a very respected lady. She had got me initiated into the world of the yoginis. So since then, I had been seriously pursuing that, and I had been seriously doing the chants and the mantras. I will share the links with you. In fact, you can also do it. Anybody can do it if they can handle it. So it has only done good to me. But the moment whenever I have found myself not being able to do the chants, it has bounced back at me, and it has also bounced back at the people in some way or the other who have created those barriers for me.
It's basically a.
You cannot, if you are initiated into the path of the yoginis, you cannot leave it. You have to show that much of respect. Even if I if I leave it, then I'll also get the negative impact of the thing that I am not following the tradition properly. You cannot do it. So naturally, people don't see that why things are happening. People just say that the yogini cult, or maybe it is that it's worshipping the yogini cult, or is that actually something very dark? And no, it's not always a dark thing. If you are chanting the mantras in a very positive way, it will be a protection kind of a thing for you. It will never do any wrong to you. But yes, you should not break it. You should not break it. The moment you break it, you can actually face some kind of resistance in some way or the other. You can face some problems in some way or the other. It can come in various forms. I have seen it in my own life. And not only that, people who have created problems for me, after starting the yogini chant and after doing the yogini chant, they have also paid very badly over the time.
Okay.
And at times I still get premonitions regarding their paying back, which is very scary. And whenever I confirm it from people, that scares me all the more. That how am I seeing it? So it's also, and yogini is also the yogini cult is very much related to number 8, which is the number of Saturn. Saturn means justice, the giver of justice. So Saturn that way is very powerful, and the yoginis are very powerful. So
they draw from Saturnine.
They have a strong thing. That the thing is very strong. You cannot do certain things when you are following the path of the yoginis. Just like Saturn will not allow you to do certain things, he will pull you back into the mainstream. The yoginis will do the same thing. They will ensure that you are not going off the track.
Okay.
And if you are dedicated to the concept of the yoginis or the path of the yoginis, you can be rest assured that maybe the other side, because everything requires a sacrifice. The world is never a free place. So whether it is tantra, whether it is anything, you will require to sacrifice something. They will take away something from you, but in return they will give you something more. And that's why number 8, yoginis, number 8 is also Saturn, and they will do the justice. So what they are talking about, the blessings of the yoginis and the curse of the yoginis, it is nothing but if you are following the yogini path and someone maligns you, God forbid, then he or she is going to face it in the long run. In terms of health, in terms of wealth, in terms of mental peace, which I have said about in the previous session also, they pay back in a very bad way.
It's avenged sevenfold. It is basically avenged sevenfold.
Absolutely.
If people are not being respectable towards yoginis.
Not only the yoginis, but also to the practitioner. They get back.
Okay. So, আমি বলছি practitioner is yogini here in this context. Right? So, we will get into what you are doing about this to change the mindset and all in the next interview.